We're here. By the way, thank you to Hinata-kun for subscribing at tier 1. We will try to make sure that, well, we will make sure that that money goes towards the UK fundraiser as well. But yeah, here we are. Oscar Foundry, take it away, Tofu!
Oh, right. On the blue side, or the left-hand side, we have 5 subs. You will see some very interesting names that we had on our show earlier. We had DK and Aviator casting the first series, but now they're playing themselves. And on the right-hand side, we have BK Fan Club. What does BK stand for again?
Bobby Kotick.
Thank you. I did not mean to set you up there. I genuinely needed a reminder. I apologize.
This is why we're calling them BK Fan Club.
Didn't let you get away with it.
Yeah, we're calling them BK Fan Club. And yeah, of course, they are here. They are Virtual Iwi, Uxir, Alucard, and Malgany. So it should be exciting, this one for sure, as I think 5 subs are a bit worried they're going to get destroyed because a lot of these players on BK Fan Club are very, very good.
A little bit, you know, but I think they stand a great chance to give us a wonderful performance. And as long as everything is consensual, it will be a fun series to cast.
Yeah, indeed. So, of course, you know, while this is going on, we will have donations up and available. There's still plenty of things to be done. Plenty of giveaways to happen. We've got loads of things. You know what I was supposed to do? I was supposed to do the predictions for this. So, we've had some bans. Rhaegar, Johanna, Classic, Stukov as well as the Zarya. Not very standard, but very standard against, of course, Ixir.
Yes, Ixir is very well known for amazing Zaryas, Divas, Bright Wings, and these picks were back in the day when those picks were not meta at all or good at all. But we do see Lucio being sniped away here, prioritized very early with a gorgeous pink skin.
Oh, it's lovely. It's absolutely super fantastic. Now, this leaves like the double pick available. For Volskaya Foundry, you might be trying to think, what are you going to go for? Something stacking, something pushing? Will that Sylvanas come out early now? I think it's going to be a hotly contested pick here amongst these teams.
Yeah, we shall see something ranged. There we go. We see the Hanzo being locked in here and Blaze. Something that is prioritized quite early in high-level play. He's very good as a tank or as a solo laner.
Yeah, the prediction is now up. That was the old prediction that sort of said about the old teams. I forget to do it every time. Maybe someone else will do it. Maybe one of the other moderators will remember. But yeah, we now got, of course, the prediction coming up here for 5 subs versus BK Fan Club. You can get your predictions in now, as well as donate, of course, to our wonderful cause. Leoric and Li Ming coming up here. Johanna's picking the Leoric, and Li Ming being picked by Mr. Tycho. Something to just give a little bit of pressure. Obviously, the Leoric can do a lot against the Blaze due to his big old beefy hero pool, health pool. But, you know, is that Entomb going to be enough when that bunker can give you a bit of an escape route? It's like a little, you can sort of burrow through the Entomb, can't you, with the bunker?
Yes, you absolutely can. And what's really important is that you can use the bunker while silenced. I believe so.
Yeah.
It's a very good mechanic against Leo, but we do see a Gyrosh banned. DK getting a bit of a target there. Aviator's Sylvanas has not been banned, which is something that we quite often see, as we do flame him for being a little bit of an OTP.
You can't use it while silenced, but you can use it right before. Oh. Fun fact there, fun fact. It drops while you're silenced. No, yeah, I think the one night is sort of saying you can get in while you're silenced, not.
Oh
like,
yeah, sorry, yeah,
that's
we
what
meant
we mean.
getting in. Yeah, sorry.
You can open up the door even if you're silenced. You know, get in that bunker, start throwing some flames out. Hot steamy action in the Blaze bunker, of course.
Yes, there are some spicy fan fictions usually written in Blaze bunkers, as we see Urel and Anna being locked in here.
So yeah, this is sort of nice. It's sort of denying any sort of additional stuff that they might do some shenanigans with, like Leoric main tank or anything like that. Maybe double support with the Anna. No, that wasn't ever going to happen anyway. It's fairly open-ended draft from BK Fan Club, but there's the Sylvanas from Aviator, the one that we've all been waiting for, and Muradin picked up by Simply DK.
Simply DK's Muradin is very well known, and I'm happy to get to see him in action. Last pick coming out here from the red team. I wonder what they will lock in. They have a DPS slot to fill unless they go for a spicy triple frontline comp with something like Hogger or Sonya right now, but it's pretty usually standard to pick something ranged, as we see the other Shimada brother.
Yeah, Genji here obviously has that deflect available, has just the annoyance that can put on to the Sylvanas, to the Li Ming, and really make their jobs very hard. It could be a nano egg strike, it could even be a nano dragon blade if they want, but it's going to be up to that Sylvanas to try and hit those wailing arrows to try and deny any sort of big combo potential. Which way does it go for you here, Tofu?
Draft-wise, I definitely prefer the blue team. But as we mentioned, this is Div 1 versus Div 1 Plus. I guess you can explain what Div 1 Plus is for anyone who isn't too familiar with Heroes Lounge.
It's like Div 1, but
oh, it's
plus.
the exact same.
But plus. It's just it's all like the top seed players where we wanted to make sure that they had a better sort of environment and the amateur players had a little bit more. But here we go, game number 1 here of our Division 1 versus 1 Plus best of 2 show match. On 5 subs, we have Mr. Tycho on Li Ming, Aviator on the Sylvanas, Captain Rex on the Lucio, Darhanis on Leoric, and over on the Muradin, it is simply DK.
On the right-hand side, in the red corner, BK Fan Club, we have Virtual playing Urel, Ioia on the Genji, Ixir on the Ana, Ulukard playing Hanzo, and Malganir playing Blaze.
Yeah, it's not the same as Div S, because Div S obviously was a money league. Div 1 Plus is just amateur, but yeah, just hard games. We already see a bit of an engage here, don't we, Tofi?
Yeah, a bit of a hard engage there. Genji went in, got a little bit of stuns left and right, a bit of damage, but yeah, just establishing dominance I see between the teams.
Yeah, and that's, important to try and sort of say, look, we're the big dogs here. We are Div 1 Plus. You better know what you are. But the BK Fan Club as well are I think the top 3 of Div 1 Plus.
We do see target practice coming out from Hanzo and W build coming out from Ixir, actually. Usually we see sleep coming out from Ana. You'd be more expert on the healers here. But it's interesting to see the grenade coming out instead.
Yeah, I think, Anas tend to sort of float about a little bit with different builds these days. Grenade actually can get some value. It has some of the buffs recently. Well, I say recently, but in the most recent patches have sort of helped that be a little bit more viable once again. So it's nice to see. Obviously, you can deny a lot of value from the healing talents that Leoric and Muradin both have.
Yeah, we see a little bit of a skirmish here. Simply DK did get stunned, slept, rooted, and whacked a little bit. Drops half HP, but he does have third wind, which means he's going to regain that HP pretty quickly.
Yeah, but look at this pressure trying to go on to Captain Rex. He's so close to sort of going down. If they just put a little bit more focus on, like this Leoric, it's going to be lights out if they're not careful.
Yeah, really nice anchoring here by DK to ensure that the rotation isn't too smooth and swift. Stopping Malganir from doing a whole lot. Pops to half HP, and Malganir actually using trait here to get through this damage.
Yeah, I mean, trait is a very good thing for Blaze, especially when you can sort of just deny a lot of the damage that comes out of Li Ming. Like, these big orbs are so telegraphed. So as we see, they're just trying to sort of make sure they have this pressure on top. So much dancing around with these two teams right now. Oh, but the jump was interrupted by the sleep. HotDK could be in danger, but so is the Genji. The turret goes down because they felt in danger, but it's going to be DK as the first one who falls.
DK does fall, despite the fact that he is a tanky boy. His HP did get shredded pretty quickly. Ming going for orb resets at level 4. I would love to see some fantastic Li Ming orb action, but chances are we're not going to see that. But, still, if you go Calamity or any other build on Ming, you do tend to go for this orb reset at level 4. It's very good for some wave clear and some poke. But the objective is about to spawn. Now, tell me, what do they do here?
What do they do here? This is the question that a lot of people ask to themselves on Volskaya Foundry, because a lot of people find the first objective now on Volskaya Foundry very underwhelming. So although they're sort of going to be fighting over it, we might see that Aviator might go up to top lane just to clear that wave and maybe get a little bit more pressure. But a big stun here means that Lucio just goes completely down just as I move my camera away.
That was a big sleep and big anti-heal from Ixir on the Ana to secure the kill on Lucio. He got absolutely obliterated. In the meantime, Blaze does get a stun on Mr. Tycho. He does get away under his tower. Aviator clearing that top side will be able to clear it, and level 7's coming in for both teams.
Yeah, we already see like the pressure from the red team. They sort of half ignore the objective. DK is just going to live. The Sonic Arrow comes out to try and sort of spot him, but you know that third wind is just going to get mega value here as he's already back up to 50% HP.
Yeah, after a while he can get it up again and go right back in. That was not intentional. Lucio is on the point with the Muradin. They boot Blaze actually off it. Ixir stepping up here aggressively as Ana against the Muradin.
Yeah, I think he just sort of stood on there just to try and make sure that they kept the objective point. As you can see, they're very close to not getting it, but here comes the turret. The turret's been dropped. Darhannes has to drop the turret as well, but with Sylvanas, they're able to, with the Mercenary Queen, do so much damage with these turrets. But AoE is trying to get that reset onto Hot's DK. He simply can't get killed, though. And with this third wind, he's able to regenerate the health quickly and come back in. Gets the stun onto Malganin. Malganin gets booped around. Is he going to fall? He doesn't. The heal comes out from Ixir, and instead, Hot's DK goes down. AoE, though, is traded out, though, in the end.
Malganier actually getting away with less than 100 HP at a certain point there, but the channel actually goes over to 5 subs. The XP is pretty even between both teams, so they will be matching the level 10 grab anytime soon. But for now, they're just trying to get the percentage up and running so that when level 10s come in, there will be another fierce battle on the point.
Yeah, although Hot's DK, you know, his trait does help him get it up. His HP back again. He has to be careful. If he takes too many poundings, it's gonna be a tricky scenario.
Yeah.
Now the blue team, they're back on the point.
Virtual coming in onto the point. Leo actually popping extremely low. Probably will pay with his life. In the meantime, a possible counter trade on Malganier as he gets skull crackered to death. Really nice level 7 talent coming out here from DK to stop Blaze from getting out. But it is a battle of the ranged DPSs as they poke each other to death.
Yeah, a lot of damage coming onto Virtual. He's not level 10 yet. He can't survive this. And the kill is there. Mr. Tycho is trying to keep alive, but AoE is able to get the deflect damage off. And they get the kill back on the Genji, though. Now the blue team, they have overtime. They have this objective. Objective number 1 at level 10 goes over to the blue team.
Really well done. They do get the Triglav and they'll be able to push so far mid. Again, this is really handy as a person who plays in lower level. I'm really interested to see what the high level players do with the first objective on Volskaya Industries, because I have no idea what it's useful for.
Yeah, well, these days, you know, without being able to target the turret, I think it is just a case of trying to get some outer structures, just trying to get some damage, because as we can see, Alucard is shelling away as that Hanzo, and already it gets destroyed. Now it's time to evacuate here on the blue team.
Evacuate the dance floor as DK does pop very low and gets away. A reminder that Trans did say he will sing once, or if we reach the £2,500 goal, by the way, ladies and gents.
Yes, yeah, well, as Lucio is infected by the sound, Ixir has not Nano Boost, but Eye of Horus. I believe this is a sort of Ixir sort of, not standard, but something that's quite common when especially going with the Genji.
That's really interesting. I'm interested to understand it better as we want to see it through this game.
Yeah, and as you get later on, of course, the Dragon's Arrow from downtown can come in, followed up with an Eye of Horus at maybe level 20, just to put out some serious damage and healing for the Ana. But right now, as the levels are sort of creeping up, we see Malganin in a little bit of trouble. They're trying to force that healing item before the next objective. They're trying to force it before it can be useful. But there comes the Entomb. They're going onto him, and they're going to try and get the kill, and they get the kill before he's able to pick up the item or drop it even. Yrel's forced to use their ultimate. Eye of Horus comes out as well, and they're trying to pick up a couple of kills. A nice stun onto the Genji. Genji, though, able to get off the deflect, able to stay alive for a little bit longer. Ixir is trying their best to keep them alive, but simply DK. Oh, they get taken down by a scatter arrow. Meanwhile, Hanzo is taken down by Mr. Tycho. The Division 1 team are putting out some serious shows here, Tofu.
Yeah, they are. This is something very unexpected, definitely, as they said themselves. But I'm really glad to see that they're putting up more than just a fight. They're actually winning these battles. Level 13 coming in for the blue team even, before the objectives even spawns.
Yeah, so with this now, of course, it's a bit of rotation time for the blue team. They can look to try and pick up some more XP, get a bit more of that lead, and of course, this middle fort will give them that passive XP that slowly trickles them ahead. So, red team, they know that's fine. You know, they're very experienced players. They know that with one big combo, they can take a nice team fight, especially Genji gets a few resets on the squishy backline. It's all good. But Johannes, when he pops those entombs, the rest of the blue team are so on point when they're able to just follow up with him.
The CC chain, oh, there Leo does fall to a scatter in the face. But I just want to say that the CC chain has been so perfect. Oh, that Hanzo gets an X-Strike, unstoppable, being used here by Lucio. What was I saying? Oh, that the CC chain has been so good by the blue team that Blaze hasn't even been able to use Bunker. He's been silenced, stunned, and CC'd that he can't even press his R. So the blue team is playing this really, really well.
Yeah, I
got it out.
I want to point out what the red team are doing as well. They're using this level 1 Genji talent, the mounted, not mounted archery, but agile dismount. They're using it to engage on someone, slow them, and that's where they're using the Dragon's Arrow. You know, they're following up on that small bit of slowed CC just to make sure they have some big engage with the Dragon's Arrow. Captain Rex has to be careful though. If he gets slept like that, he's going to be in big trouble.
There, Heinous whacking his broom here onto Malganier. He's popping extremely low. Silence from Sylvanas. She does go in, battling against Genji and the Blaze. I've Horse being used by the Ana to try and sustain her team and snipe some members of the blue team as well.
Yeah, but so many heroics used here for the side. Malganier goes in. He doesn't have Bunker. If Johannes is able to find that connect, maybe even find the Entomb, Malganier would have been a world of hurt.
Very nice back and forth by both teams. Almost a whole level lead of XP in favor of 5 subs so far.
Yeah, and if we have a little look where that's mainly come from, it's not from heroes. It's a little bit from mercenaries for the most part. And, you know, that's interesting to see. Equally as well, minions have been a big factor there for them as well. So they're just doing the soak a little bit better because, of course, Genji Hanzo, you're mainly reliant on that Hanzo for wave clear, whereas Sylv Li Ming can do a lot better individually.
All right, level 16, ever so close for 5 subs. They do not want to fight until they have it, and there they go. Dwarf jump going to be used. DK does land a stun onto Xer. AoE popping extremely low onto that Genji. X strikes away to safety into Leo's open arms.
Yeah, Johannes was saying, oh, I just wave my mace at you, but I can't really do anything. Yeah, so, you know, having to use the X-Strike though for escape is a real shame here. And we see that DK has found Alucard. The interrupt from Captain Rex means that Hanzo goes down. Superb stuff here from the blue team. They find the stun as well on AoE. And the silence comes out onto the Entomb. Malganier, he has to pop the Bunker. Now, I think Malganier has got to do some deft dodging here if he's going to be able to get out alive. And he does. He does. He uses the Bunker, but the blue team aren't finished. They're going after it, Tofu.
They're going after it indeed. He just gets CC chain Skullcracker, getting a lot of value. Interrupt onto Blaze's E, and they actually get a kill. Virtual coming in a little late, but fantastic knockback onto Lucio, onto the tower. Popping extremely low. They do use the healing item to sustain themselves throughout this clutch situation. But that fight went completely in favor of 5 subs. Well done.
Yeah, well, what we just saw was a healing item used, but they've got one in the bank already, so you know it's we've already got one, we might as well use one now in case. So really good stuff here from the blue team, and I really like the talent adaptation from Captain Rex. I say adaptation because it's not super common, but it's, you know, still used a lot by people, which is the heavy casters. So making sure to get that big stun from the Lucio has been interrupting Hanzos, interrupting Genjis, interrupting all sorts right now. Really good use of this talent here from Captain Rex.
Yeah, I'm loving the build coming out from Murden as well, going for full tank with a little bit of spoish on level 16 for those jump-ins to getting a lot of value out of it. Li Ming going for complete E-build, even going for the shield at level 16 as well.
I mean, they are so under threat. If they get leapt on by this Genji and any sort of damage comes out from Hanzo, they are in a grave danger, especially when Lucio can't do a lot. But there's the Hanzo arrow. It's come in. The X-Strike on top. They get the cleanse, which is going to be enough to keep people alive. Simply DK able to pop the avatar. The objective has gone over to the blue team, but ultimately we see that the blues are just trying to put damage in it. Leoric goes down in the back, but now the damage of the red team can turn away onto the other side of things. It's going to be a lot going on to Malcolm. He doesn't have bunker anymore. He is going to fall. Li Ming can try and do something. Virtual does not have their ultimate available. Ardent Defender is a no-go. It looks like they're going to fall as well. Mr. Tycho able to get this kill. Now they can try and find something on AoE. They go down. It looks like the blue team are just chasing with this Lucio to get another kill against Hanzo and Anna. A full 5 team wipe here.
Pentakill goes over to 5 subs. Well done. A even battle, 16 versus 16. And despite the fact that Leo was the first to fall, they turned it around in a fierce battle 4v5 against all odds and won the objective. With Sylvanas' trait, they'll be able to capture this keep pretty comfortably.
Yeah, no, nobody's getting in the objective yet. I think they're waiting for Leo to get in there, and there we go. And that's going to up the damage of there. And they're looking to go for the core. They're looking to speedrun this. You know, there's 9 seconds until Anna and Hanzo are back. They can do a lot of damage here. They have Li Ming, they have Sylvanas. Not the best core racers, but it's enough, especially with the objective. 66%, 65. Aviator taking damage, though, is taken down. It's going to be 40%. I'm not sure if they've got this in the bag just yet, Tofu.
Skill 10% luck as the core is going down already. The blue team desperately trying to right click it as the red team defend, but it is going to be GG to 5 subs. Let's go.
Crikey.
Did you like my another song reference there?
I might have missed it because I was concentrating on OBS.
Damn it.
But wow, we were the Div 1 team taking down Div 1 Plus. Of course, our Div 1 team, they are sort of the top of Div 1. They're like on the cusp of Div 1 Plus. So, you know, it's one of those things that, you know, when they bring out all the hard guns, they could essentially be a Div 1 Plus team. Maybe they will be next season. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, bringing that down, like really good decision making there as well. Just going saying, right, let's go for this. Get the keep, go for the end at just 14 minutes. It's another one where it could have been a long map, Volskaya Foundry, but instead end on the second objective at 14 minutes 29.
Yeah, they did really well. Genji topping the damage stats for the red team. Li Ming, though, topping it a lot more with 60k. It was really well done by the blue team. They were able to capitalize on every little kind of momentum that they managed to grab and kept it going, and they won the objective, which is kind of strange because usually on this map the objective is so useless, but yet they were able to use it really well, and it's something that I will kind of review and learn from myself as a shot caller for my own team. I definitely could learn a lot from this. Transparent, I am going to strategically go for a bathroom break. I apologize for abandoning you. I will keep Simba in my place and you cover my booty for 2 minutes.
Well, as Tofu refrains from swearing on stream. No. We're all good here. Of course, our donations are coming in here thick and fast. Thank you very much for everyone who is donating. Well, we're at £2,233.52. Of course, I will be rewarding the Twitch points right now. And we did have a quite even split here. And 52% of people went for 5 subs who did, in the end, win it. Now, yeah, just 50 minutes away from our big showdown of course, if I remember correctly, it's Team WA versus Team Big. The big showdown. Wah! Team WA versus Team Big. It literally is a big showdown because it is NA versus EU. And it's a replay of what went on in it's a replay of what happened in Miami, and it's going to be played on the NA servers because it's a little bit better. But the EU ping will be, you know, they might have a little bit of a disadvantage, but we'll see how they go. Of course. Now, the other thing to sort of note for is that we're going to have Hazuops casting with Samu. And that's going to be fantastic to watch. Hazuops consistently puts in some great feedback and great information into the side of things. As we have Tofu scuttle back into frame. Gets involved. Who won in Miami, says Twibble. It was Team WA, but it was so close. Team WA took the series. I think they had a best of 7, and it was 4-3. In the end, and it was sort of very back and forward, so we are sort of hyped about that. As we see a few things. Tofu is back.
Yes, Sue's back.
Back again.
Again.
Oh, Tofu's back, and we are going to sort of keep saying that all donations, of course, go towards the Project Ukraine of the British Red Cross. So we're trying to support Ukraine as much as possible right now, just like Tofu did all through the week. Well done, Tofu. Big round of applause once again for Tofu.
Yay!
For doing so well. We will have predictions once again, by the way, for the next round. So I think this is such a close match. And it's so nice to watch. So great. I'm so excited to be casting, but I'm also so aware that I'm slowly dwindling in sanity, and I'm very glad I'm not doing the best of 5 at the end of this.
I was very surprised your casting has been on point during the game. Seemingly, I think you don't have any distractions while you're actually casting.
Exactly.
You're very on point.
Exactly.
But, in between, there's a tad bit of shenanigans going on.
I'm looking at like 3 tabs and 2 different discords, and everything in the world. It's just making sure that everything's okay. I've got to keep my field out. Sort of perhaps doing a few too many bits. I think we are ready as well.
Yes, we are.
So we're going to get
ready
into
to go.
Garden of Terror as
Ready,
our
player
next
one.
match. And hopefully we will go over that very soon.
Garden of Terror actually is a really exciting map to be taken to because it is a fun, exciting, troublesome, really nasty map to play. I think I covered all the areas I wanted to there.
Nice. It's good. Yeah, I like it. Fun, nasty map. Yeah, it's really interesting. I find it's so interesting to see on this map because there's so many camps. There's a lot going on. Jack sadly thinks it's snowbally. A lot of people think it's just sort of you just win one fight at the back. Then it's sort of so interesting that you sort of say, well, if it's snowbally at the same time as you can win it right at the end game, then it's sort of almost balanced. So it'll be interesting to see what these teams draft, because can they sort of try and make that snowball happen, or what they sort of don't, or if they draft for the late game to try and win those late game team fights.
For me, I think what's really interesting about this map, I always talk about different maps in Heroes of the Storm. It's one of the things about what makes this MOBA unique. But one of the things is that BOE is usually the map where you actually draft for objective, like draft heroes for the objective. Garden of Terror has a very interesting kind of thing in it, is that you don't exactly draft for the objective, but you do have specific draft for the map in the sense that you do need a camp taker.
Yes.
Camps are so important on this map. There's so many of them. There's no bosses. There's 6 camps on the map and very short spawn time in between them. And it's really important to draft at least one hero that can take them very well and comfortably.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Rhaegar in that sense, because Rhaegar is sort of that healer that can do everything. He can be the camp taker. He can obviously do a lot of healing, and even before he got buffed, he's definitely a viable pick on this map because of how well. Not only can he take camps, but he can clear it, because you have to be aware that you've got to clear the enemy's camps, because 90% of the time they're going to be taking the camps at the same time as you are, and you can sort of make those decisions: do we want to invade or not? So if you've got the backup of just clearing it with your healer, it's not bad. But we see the Rhaegar gets let through, actually. Quite a surprise here on Garden of Terror.
Yeah, Johanna did not get let through, as we saw in the other divisions that Johanna was let through and never even picked up. Maybe there was a verbal agreement between teams not to pick the OP tank right now in the meta, but she did get banned out here. First pick coming out here for the red team, BK Fan Club. I wonder what they'll lock in, as it is the Beetle King himself.
A noob Arak, yes, yeah, obviously able to shut things down, really get the dive in there, which we've seen the BK Flan Club want to do. BK Flan Club? That's where they make flans.
It's a good flan. I like a good flan.
Yeah, it's nice to have some flans. Yes, yeah, of course. Anubrak, able to dive in, really lock some people down, as well as having the cocoon. Very powerful hero. We do have our Twitch predictions up, so you can already get predicting. I think they might have agreed to not pick Rhaegar. I think so, because we see Hanzo and Blaze.
Maybe Rhaegar isn't as OP these days in higher level play as he was back in the good old days of the patch a month or 2 ago, whenever the last patch came through. We do see Hanzo being picked up, and Blaze still very popular, banned quite often. Sylvanas sniped away, despite the fact that Aviator already picked Hanzo and Tyrande as the support for X here.
They've sort of swapped swapped sort of Sylvanas and Hanzo over now, haven't they? Alucard was on the last time. Yeah, it's good to see Tyrande being picked up here by Ixir, though. Interesting. Very interesting. Obviously, Anubarak has a lot of stuns, can sort of do the big stuns, and then follow up with a Tyrande Owl with a stun. This map's so big that, you know, the Owl can get a lot of value as well. It's nice to see, and it'll be exciting to see how these guys play in the game. But the ban's coming out. Dahaka, having been about for the draft so long, now banned.
The Dahaka wasn't prioritized a little bit early by either of the two teams. He's quite often picked very quickly in my games, and he's banned quite often as well, I would say. But the red team have an option to choke out a pick for the 5 subs. Maybe a respect ban coming out for that Muradin in the last game, or another tank pick like Garish.
Yeah, well, it's going to be the choke on Captain Rex. They're not looking to choke DK this time, as Captain Rex will have obviously Lucio, and he's got Brightwing banned out. Tyranda's been picked, but there's still Anduin available. No, it's still...
Mouth too, he's been buffed recently, have you seen?
I have seen, because these guns are being buffed with Muradin. Muradin? I say Malfurion. But Rhaegar being picked up here, it wasn't a gentleman's agreement. It was just full on, you know, they're just here. They're here. I really like the Rhaegar.
Yeah, I think the Rhaegar was actually really important against the Anubarak and Tyrande. You do need that cleanse. The only thing is that puppy now is going to be a very big target. So Rhaegar has to be careful to dodge the Anubarak and Tyrande CC himself. So as long as the doggo doesn't get stunned, he'll be able to cleanse and save his allies. As we see the Lost Vikings being picked up, and Phoenix. Oh, spicy.
Yeah, TLV on this map. Back in the day, they used to be like mega OP, right? And now they're just not quite as OP, but they still very much a hero to worry about on this map, because, you know, they can do push everywhere, especially when the Sylvanas, especially with Phoenix, to be able to do some damage. So Phoenix does a lot of damage against heroes, not as much damage against structures, but still a significant amount. And speaking about damage against structures, we see Greymane. That's a lot of camp picking up here for the side of the blue team.
Yeah, Rhaegar and Greymane are just going to be on the ball here. They're going to be able to take camps over and over again to pressure and just force the Vikings to kind of clear them, so that they maybe can take a 5v4 fight as early as possible. The Last Vikings is going to be really a spicy pick here for sure. We'll see how Virtual will get on with them. But yeah, I guess the bets are still in place, yes?
Yeah, you can predict right now. There's like a minute left, I think. And yeah, so with this, I've updated the score already, Jack Sully. Now, thank you very much for the reminder. Yeah, right now we have our giveaway for the Monkey King. I believe it is the Monkey King. I'm just double checking. So if you want to do that, you can do £2 donation. Get yourself a chance for the raffle for there. But let's go into the game. Let's go into the game right now. We're in the game. We're not.
Blue team 5 subs. I'm sorry, I keep interrupting. I apologize.
It's okay.
Mr. Tycho is going to be playing Greymane. Captain Rex on the Rhaegar, Darhena's playing Blaze, Aviator on the Hanzo, and DH Simply DK on the Muradin.
And on the other side, we have Virtual on the Vikings. Just double checking that I have got it on stream. We've got Ixir on the Tyrande. We've got AoE on the Sylvanas. Alucard on that terrible, terrible Phoenix. And Malgany looking to wrap people up with the Anubarak.
Oh, so they are splitting the Vikings 2-1 on the bot mid side, and they're getting Sylvanas to activate her trait and get some siege damage in. The blue team rotating here onto the Vikings. Nice interrupt by DK onto Alucard. He pops extremely low, but the rest of the red team body block and protect their little Protoss. Not a proton. That's a physics thing.
Protoss, yeah. But yeah, speaking of Protosses, Simply DK is looking to try and find these stuns against the enemy. I shouldn't say that on stream, but he's a wonderful person. Malgany is looking to try and get a lot of interrupts, and there's a big stun against the Hanzo. It is huge. Captain Rex is going to go down as well. Simply DK almost escapes. Well, does escape.
Yeah, it looked like Aviator was in trouble, but a clutch heal from Rhaegar in the last second saved his juicy booty. As we see an engage here onto DK, CC chained to death with the Anubarak stun, 2 stuns, and Turan to follow up as well.
It looks like this team was not happy with how it went down, and now they're just saying, "Look, let's
get serious.
Let's get serious. Let's speed run it ourselves." And so what they've said is like, we'll Vikings and we'll just push, and you know, it gets them some value, but right now, it's not a lot. You know, it takes a while for these things to catch up, and obviously, if you get a fort, you get a little bit of passive XP. We can see that they've got 100 extra passive XP right now, and most of the bonus they've got is from getting those couple of kills.
Yes, indeed. I feel like this draft really capitalized on the early Blaze pick. Blaze is so strong in the off lane right now these days, but one of Blaze's biggest problems is he's not one of the best double soakers or efficient wave clearers out there. So I feel like the Viking pick was almost a counter. But that being said, Darhenius managed to get the bot wall already. The red team grabbing a camp on the bot side, while Hanzo and Rhaegar are deep pushing top side.
Yeah, I think, you know, the big push as well distracts the blue team from being able to pick up all the camps that they wanted to, which is why we see now Mr. Taiku being the only one to pick up this siege camp here. The red team have said, look, we're going to go for the big push. They scouted out that siege camp, so they know the Grey Main's there, and they know that this rotation is coming as well. That's why they're backing up. But simply DK goes in with a big stun. Darhan is unable to connect with his stun, and we see a bit of an escape here from the Reds.
Didn't that look really weird? Blaze looked like he did a whole roundabout there on to the targets, but they're looking for a stun onto Sylvana. CC chained her really well. She does Banshee wave away. DK trying to chase her down, but the passive trait is just too strong. Away trying to get another kill there onto the Grey Main as well. Ixir doing work, keeping his 2 DPSs alive.
Yeah, I mean, it's huge. You see Alucard just turn around and say, pew, pew, pew. The lasers come out and people just die because it is just so much damage. Yeah, Hotcar is pointing out that Squeaky gifted 5 subs. 5 subs for 5 subs.
Cool.
Big thank you, by the way. And it's he sniped some people like Aviator and Mixin who, well deserved. So now it's a chance for Simply DK to get another stun. Darhanis gets follow-up on Malganu. Malganu, though, goes back in, tries to get this onto Darhanis. Darhanis is falling lower and lower. Are they going to be able to escape? No, not this time. As Alucard puts out the damage, gets away just before that Stormbolt connects. AoE is going to be able to definitely dodge as well.
Why are you running as Sylvanas gets away? Rhaegar unable to secure the kill, but they do manage to get that Anubarak, which is really important here. The next objective is spawning top side. Slight XP advantage to the red team for now, but it's only ever so well. They can still catch up. The blue team can definitely catch up with XP and get that level 10.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. They can absolutely get there with this right now. So with the level 10. They've defended this bottom push very well. And level 10s, it's going to bring them the Dragon's Arrow, it's going to bring them Ancestral, a lot of tools. But we see all these stuns come out. And Rhaegar sort of probably thinks, I really got on that level 7, maybe I could have had the cooldown reduction. But without the totem on this level 7 talent, it just ruins the rest of the totem build. So it's a really tough time for decision making when you are a Rhaegar.
Yes, but the Rhaegar is doing really well, saving his allies left and right so far. But Blaze might be in a bit of trouble. Maybe Mr. Taikyo, as Uwe finds him, doesn't have the mana to chase down. Scatter arrow quest being completed by Aviator so far, as Malganir might be in a spot of trouble. Nice CC chain, nice stun, but a big counter stun there as the Beetle King does not get away.
Yeah, and DK is looking for more. He's trying to find some sort of stun. Out comes the level 10 though for the red team. Not able to save Sylvanas this time. Oh, the Shadow Stalk, it almost made it so they couldn't find Sylvanas, but unfortunately, Simply DK was able to sniff out the Banshee Queen.
Yeah, despite the fact that the red team actually had level 10 and they have a whole level lead over the blue team, it was the blue team that engaged. They just knew that, you know, some of them didn't have mana, some of them had their cooldowns, so they capitalized it. So it was really well done by 5 subs to like realize that little minute situation and get a lot of value out of it. Because now they have their level 10s, they have the ability to grab the camps and maybe fight over this next objective.
Well, of course, you know, 5 subs, they are 5 heroes. Whereas, on the side of the BK fan club, They've got a lot of damage that comes out not quick enough as Ancestral is able to be popped there, but good work here. But they have used the Cocoon and the Wailing Arrow and not able to get the kill with that. That's going to be devastating for them to try and find these fights, as they are only 4. As I say, they have got the Vikings. Out comes the Dragon's Arrow, and it hits 2. It's huge. But Simply DK not able to find the stun to follow up here this time.
Greymane wasn't in the fight until now. Here he has shown up, the rescuer in the red cape. But they all bravely run away and not fight. I set up a whole thing there. But they decided not to engage. Instead, grab the camp and clear everything and reset up and refresh their cooldowns for this objective.
Yeah, but this objective might be the one where the red teams try and find something. They found Darhanis. He does not have bunker, but is able to get away. Lucky break here for Darhanis, I must say.
Yeah, the fact that he got away was really good. Mr. Taiko channeling the objective. No Owl at the moment on Tarant to interrupt. Really nice block there by DK, jumping in onto the Anubarak, but they do escape. DK has been very confident in last 2 games with his Murding, jumping in blindly and getting those Storm Bolts in every single time. He's doing really well.
Yeah, and we see that Mr. Taiko has been doing a grand job in soaking as well. And they sort of let this top wave be here a little bit because, you know, they don't really care that they're not trying to push with the top wave. And, you know, having it pushed out just means it's safer to soak. So, yeah, nice stuff here from the blue team. And that's, you know, keeping them still in the game. They are a level behind though because it's Vikings. How are you going to out-soak the Vikings? They have got 16,000 total XP. That's more than 2 of the enemy team combined. No, you could say 3 as well if you include the lowest as well. So, you know, really good stuff here from the Vikings.
That is almost 6 GP in donations to to the British Red Cross if you wish to donate below.
Yes. Yeah. So.
Yeah. 2 cups of coffee.
2 cups of coffee. If you want that. So with this match here right now, level 13 is just around the corner. I'm getting lost in whatever's happening in the world elsewhere. £2 to enter for the King Samuro patch. Okay, level 13s are here. We have a little bit more healing coming out from Rhaegar and such, but it just gives a bit of mobility on the Greymane. Now, they're going to give away this objective, I think, and they're looking to push down bot, and they get the kill on Eric, so that's another soak. But they have to be careful about the big push coming in the top, where there's a catapult and a buffed minion wave.
Eric's the Swift doesn't get away from Blaze, but yes, you're right. They do have to deal with that top push because they're going to get a lot of value. But Greymane 1v4, let's go. Hanzo Arrow coming through as narrowly missing the rest of the red team, but DK is chasing down this Phoenix. They're able to maybe secure a kill with a cocktail or a jump, but they're switching their target to Olaf. Olaf does fall. Really well played here by the blue team.
And the blue team, actually, they don't give up this objective. They're able to take it. They're the ones who are able to get the push, and they got that Sylvanas skill. So well done here by Mr. Taiko. But now they have to be careful because this wave has taken down the thing, and it's going to do so much. They have to send Blaze back, and it's basically going to be a wasted objective in the top lane. So what are the blue team going to do? They look to be pushing out this mid lane. Bot lane is going to be cleared very well by the Reds. The objective actually spawns with the furthest blue minion, so that's why it sort of did a bit of a weird path there. But I think they feel a little bit, you know, they feel a bit scared when there's only the 4 of them and they don't have the Blaze. Malganir comes in for the flank. It's spotted though by Mr. Taiko.
Yeah, but Blaze isn't there, like you said. He is leaving and rotating here. Olaf in a little bit of trouble. Couldn't run away because the ultimate or that spawning thingy that the Vikings do was used up already. Bot side pushing in onto the wall as well. So yeah, I think the blue team is getting a lot of value here. Nice cleanse by the Rhaegar onto DK, saving his juicy chocolate booty because he has the chocolate skin.
Yeah, indeed. He was saved. A tasty, tasty cleanse here from the Rhaegar, making sure that he kept alive. You know, now there's still plenty of heroics about. We still have that Dragon's Arrow available for the blue team if they want to try and find an engage, but they are down a talent here, and on the other side there's still the Purification Salvo and the Cocoon, and that is why they are backing away. They do not want to fight into level 16. Al comes out, hits DK, probably the best target for it to be hit on.
Yes, it is to keep the zoning, but the red team is actually still looking for an engage. Mr. Taikyo gets CC chained. Hanzo Arrow coming through. Rhaegar in the cocoon, Blaze and Greymane and Muradin writing a fanfiction in the bunker, but they do get out. Really nice disengage here because they still do not have that level 16. They don't want to fight into the red team with that talent disadvantage.
I want to say that that arrow looked like it whiffed a lot, but it actually, the red team just stopped moving forward exactly as it came through, and it sort of prevented them from advancing as much as they'd like and perhaps getting a kill on the blue team. So although it looked like a whiff, I'd say it was still a valuable Dragon's Arrow.
Yeah, Malganeer did burrow in, popping extremely low. DK getting a fantastic double stop onto Anubarak, onto Sylvanas. Rhaegar does fall inside of the blue team, but Anubarak exchanges it with his life. Mr. Straiko secures a kill with his ultimate. Murding jumping in to try and save his puppy, but very unable to do so.
It's a 2 for 2
fanfiction in my head.
2 for 2. Yeah, let's keep that in your head if you would, Trophy. I think.
In my head, zombie. We do see that DK is looking to possibly engage here, or invade is probably the better word, onto the siege camp as little Viking in the corner is getting smacked around by Muradin.
Yeah, and as we have them rotate back, they just sort of have to stay safe. Rhaegar is going to be the one to maybe clear top, or is it going to be Greymane? Probably Greymane is now sort of as that pseudo offlane, but they have to be careful because it's going to do a sizable chunk of damage to this keep. Even with the Greymane coming in now, it might even take down. No, it's not going to take it down. The minions came and they spawned, but a lot of damage coming out here on the top.
Yeah, but the red team knowing that Greymane is in the top side means they can capitalize and take an advantageous fight. Olaf slapping the Blaze, getting that stun out. DK does get cocooned in the meantime. Wouldn't it be nice if Bronzebeard got yourself out of the cocoon while you're in it? Hanzo Arrow.
You sort of broke out with the avatar, as we see. The Dragon's Arrow does mean they are able to disengage, and yeah. Oh, well, you mean Bronzebeard's Rage to level 13, breaking the cocoon?
Yeah, imagine if you cocoon the Muradin, but he like burns himself out.
That'll be an interesting adaptation. We see the Large in charge forcing a stun, forcing the cleanse out Simply DK, but he doesn't have the avatar anymore. Now, with the totem at level 16, it's a big slow, but that slow is not a root, and that means that Phoenix is able to get away. We still see, by the way, Mr. Taiko is struggling to clear this top wave.
It is a constant battle against. Is that Eric's the Swift that he's fighting against?
No, it is the other one. Baylog the Proud. Who knows what he is?
Okay. Well, proud and mighty he is as he's battling in the top side. Greymane still clearing top side. So the blue team needs to be careful as Olaf is showing up for this fight. So it is more advantageous for the red team right now.
Yeah, and that's why they're pushing forward. They're pushing forward to try and make sure they can get some of these objectives. That late game value that we were talking about later. Nice try here from Blaze, just able to reposition himself. But Mr. Taiko is in danger, gets the Ancestral. Instead, the stun comes on to Captain Rex. Captain Rex is in grave danger and is going to fall. But there's the bunker available. They're looking to try and they get the kill on Phoenix before the damage is able to be done. Rhaegar stays alive, and now they're going on to Malganeer. DK has jumped in onto Ixit, gets the stun. Mr. Taiko able to shred away, try and find something, but the stun is there available. Are they going to be able to get this 79 HP? The Dwarf Toss, he lands on you, he sits on you, and you go down because the rest of the red team are eliminated. Only Eric the Swift is left.
Oh, Eric the Swift is the only one left hard and working here in this game and in the chat as always. Joel trying to do everything he can to defend this keep, but this keep will fall down. This might be even a core call. This is going to be GG as we do see the red team even accepting defeat here.
Well, you've got the Greymane, you've got a Hanzo to help, and you have a Rhaegar as well showing where this team is made for taking down a core, and there we see it. GG, well played as game number 2 and a win go over to 5 subs.
We got to see so many amazing games today. We got to see 2 out of the earlier 3 games go 1 versus 1. And this one, we actually got to see, let's say, the underdogs actually taking 2 wins, which is really exciting and really interesting to see and analyze that the top teams are maybe not that far off from each other as we thought they were.
Well, you know, if It certainly is, when people turn up and, absolutely well done 5 subs here taking that victory. Really well done, though. I mean, honestly, I thought BK Fan Club had that one. They looked solid. They looked in charge.
Yeah. They were ahead in XP a lot of the time as well, so it did look a little bit dire for 5 subs, but they never lost their cool. So
yeah, and 5 subs, great job on the core calls. Ultimately, it takes a lot of gumption to take that team fight, have the wipe, and say, look, right, bot keep. I reckon we can blitz through that and then blitz through the core, try and get there as well. We've got people loving the Tofu cast, but unfortunately, this is the end of the Tofu cast, isn't it?
it is the end of the terrible tease cast.
Yes.
As you're also going to be abandoning it and leaving. You will be still, of course, around managing and popping your face in now and then, but it is going to be goodbye from you.
Yes. Well, we've got our raffle slots coming up soon as well. Either you can donate